Hey, hiya. Thanks for signing in. Right off the bat, don't take this the wrong way because this is going to surprise you or it may even offend you. But buyers are liars. Forget that at your peril. No, the customer is always right. I would say that conservatively, about 50% of your clients do not have a clue about what they want to buy. They'll tell you they want a white house on a big plot, then go buy a blue house on a small plot. They'll tell you want an apartment with ocean views, then buy a villa with mountain views. They'll say they want a house with a pool, and then buy an apartment with no pool. Buyers are liars, believe me. Now I'm going to split this video into two because there are four little stories I want to tell you. One is a really bad story. In fact, it's a horror story. The other three are good stories. First, there was a lady some years ago came to look at an apartment with me. She was from Iran and she'd had to leave Iran when the Ayatollahs took over because her mother was an American and she was chased out of the country. She wanted to buy a small apartment and she said to me it had to have really good views. Now, normally on an island like this, good views means the ocean. But she didn't really have the budget for that. But I took her to an apartment which was not in great condition, but it had nice views across the bay. She liked the location, but she didn't like the apartment. And I happened to know there was another apartment for sale in the same building, but it was looking onto the street. So I said to her, well, we'll go and have a look since we're here. And she was quite amenable to that. So we went and looked at the apartment with no views. And she said, oh, I love it. Look at the lovely views. And I said, those are great views? And I said, I don't quite understand. And she said to me, she lived in New York on the 66th floor of a skyscraper. And when she looked out of her window, what was her view? Another skyscraper. So to her, the view of the street was very acceptable and she bought the apartment. Possibly slightly my fault for not qualifying her properly as to what she wanted to buy. But anyway, you get the point. Now, the second story is the horror story. We had an apartment for sale, or we had various apartments for sale in a new condo development called Bellavent. And my business partner at that time had a client who was looking for an apartment with sea views. He was quite specific about it, but remember what I said, buyers are liars. So my partner took him out to see 6 or 7 apartments, all with sea views. And as he was leaving the office about 9 in the morning, I said to him, take those clients to see Bellavent as well, because sometimes the buyers don't tell you exactly the truth. So, long story short, he came back about 6:30 in the evening after being run ragged round the coast. I said, how did it go? He went, not very well. They didn't really like anything that I showed them. And I said to him, did you show them Bellavent? He said, no. He said they were insistent it had to be sea views. I said, man, you had them in the car. You could have just stopped and said, come in, look at this. So I said to him, why don't you phone the clients tomorrow morning and say to them, I want to show you one more apartment before you go back. Okay, I'll do it. So the next morning he phoned the clients and he said, I'd like to show you one more development before you go back. They said, no need, we've actually bought someplace. Oh, I said, where was that? He said, it's a place called Bellavent. Turned out that the afternoon he dropped them off, they had walked out of our office, they'd crossed the street, walked 100 yards up the road into our competitors who took them to Bellavent. They loved it and they spent €985,000. There's a horror story, 50 grand down the toilet. So, buyers are liars. Don't forget. Second video tomorrow.